This is The Rumor Report with Angela Yee on The Breakfast Club.
So listen up.
Well, Big Sean was on The Daily Show with Trevor Noah. His album, I Decided, is coming out. Why hasn't he been here? It's coming out February 3rd.
Because he don't want me to ask him why he hasn't been romantically linked to any black women since he's been in the industry.
Janae Aiko is part black.
She's a little black.
Knock
Yeah,
it off. Stop
she
it.
is.
Her daddy black, right?
Okay.
Or African. Her daddy African.
Okay.
She black?
Yeah, okay.
What's
All right.
wrong with that?
Okay.
She really is.
Okay.
She's mixed.
Okay, all right.
All right. Well, anyway, Big Sean was talking about the current situation in Detroit and also in Flint, Michigan. And here's what he had to say.
So what we've been doing is we raised just about $100,000 for Flint on our own through the foundation to seek the proper care and not just give them water, but, you know, all these different things. And on top of that, the last song on my album, I've featured, I haven't revealed this, but I'm featuring the Flint Chosen Choir. It's a choir from Flint. It's a song called Bigger Than Me. And, you know, once you'll hear it, you'll see why I wanted them to be on that. But I was just happy to have, you know, Flint be a part of my album in that way as well, too. So.
Drop one of the clues bombs for Big Sean. That dude can rap his ass off, and he's an overall great guy.
Yeah, they said it is coming up next week, I thought.
Just never dated a black woman since he's been in the industry. Just want to throw that back out there one more time.
Well, he was
Stop
coming up
saying
here.
that's
Not
not
anymore.
true. All right. Well, he also has Eminem on the album, by the way. And that
See?
album,
See what
I
I'm talking
Decided,
about?
is out
What?
February 3rd. What does that have to do with dating a black
It
woman?
has nothing to do with nothing.
All right,
it's an alternative fact.
Solange is creating a seat at the table inspired syllabus, and she wants her fans to help her create that syllabus. She's asking for women from ages 16 to 30 to craft this with her, including text messages, music, and art. And they're going to tackle 5 different themes, including resisting racism, understanding gender and sexuality, the role of relationships, nurturing ourselves, and a seat at the lunch table. So because that album has been so reflective and very popular, and a lot of women have been inspired by that, they want to do a syllabus for it. So
I like that. The
you
fact
have
that-
until January 31st, by the way, to submit material for that.
I like that. The fact of the matter is, you know, I don't know if I said this yesterday to Christian Michelle or somebody, but you can create your own table now.
Right.
That's it. Period.
Absolutely.
Create your own table.
You don't got to wait to be invited.
Hell no. For what? Create your own table.
All right, Keke Palmer. She was on Larry King, and she says that she is planning to sue Trey Songz for putting her in his video without her knowledge. Now, first, she explains what she was doing in the house in the first place and her quote-unquote sexual intimidation.
What did you mean by sexual intimidation?
I mean, just that. Sexual intimidation. You know, I mean, like, I feel as a female, often I'm put in situations where sometimes males will use their masculinity, their sexuality to taunt you. You know, I hate to have to bring and say that and make it known, but I mean, look, I ain't the first person that's gone through. People have gone through this all the time.
I don't think that's the right term for what she's trying to say, man.
No.
She's basically trying to say that men overpower her or men use their masculinity to get what they want. But
influence,
sexual
right.
intimidation sounds like they're trying to, like, rape her or something. Like,
No, I don't think that's what she means.
or force her to have sex.
I'm just thankful that doesn't happen in this room ever, okay, with us.
I don't even know what that means, and I'm Googling it, and I don't see. Oh, okay, here we go. New
What's
York
the
City.
definition? Since I think it's just
It
has
says sexual
with them-
intimidation in the workplace. I don't know. Let me read.
I
up
think
on
she's
it.
just talking about them being masculine.
Oh, it
and her
says
feeling
sexual. No,
quite-
it says sexual intimidation is just one form of sexual harassment and occurs when one person engages in behavior or makes comments intended to intimidate another person. So, I guess she's right. Right.
Yeah, it's
But it says these actions are typically offensive due to their sexually inappropriate.
and if you watch the Larry King interview, she is saying that they were saying some things that were inappropriate, I
Sexually
guess.
inappropriate. Okay.
Okay, and she also said that she is planning to sue, like I said. Check this out.
Are you planning to take legal action?
Yes, I am. I mean, the video is down now. But I mean,
But
more
it was
so,
out,
it's out and it's over. But I feel more so my point isn't to say just specifically about this person, this guy, and what he did. It's the overall idea that you can't just do stuff to people and it's all right, no matter who you are.
Sexual intimidation can occur between members of the same sex or opposite sex. Common examples: employees posting or saying sexually explicit or demeaning jokes, pictures, cartoons, or other materials. I might got me a case.
Uh-oh.
I got me a case then.
Well, I'm fine in this room, But Envy and Charlamagne may have a case against each other.
Hey, man, things ever get hard, I'm suing Envy.
I'm suing you immediately.
All that chocolate thickums and
All that
references to my ass and all kind of stuff. And now we go, okay. Let things ever get tough.
You humped me once or twice up here.
That's not true.
And you asked him if he wanted a hardcover or oral of your book.
Aggie sure did.
Black privilege opportunity comes to those who create. You can pre-order now at Amazon, Barnes & Nobles. It's out April 18th. Chiming and Shoes to Touchstone. Thank you.
All right. Well, I'm Angela Yee, and that is your rumor report.
All right, shout out to Revolt. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Everybody else, the People's Choice Mix is up next. All about New Edition, BBD, Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, and Johnny Gill. Let me know your favorite joints. That's what we're doing this morning. Get your request in right now. Shout out to BBD. They got an album that comes out today.
Tomorrow.
Midnight tonight.
Midnight tonight, yeah.
Midnight tonight. So pick up the
Which would be
new BBD
tomorrow.
album. Shout out to Michael Bivins. And let's get into
And
it.
the part 3 is on tonight, right? That's the final.
Part 3 is on tonight. 585-1051 if you got a question for Yee. There's only one line on hold. Yee, you want to go to that line?
Sure.
Hello.
Hi,
Hey, what's your name, mama?
my name is Stephanie
Hey, Stephanie, from where?
from, born and raised in Miami, Florida, but currently living in Orlando.
All right, what's
Okay.
your question for
I'll
Yee?
be in Orlando on tomorrow, actually.
I'll be there Saturday.
Hey! So my question is basically, like, I have my best friend who I've been best friends with since I started college, so, like, a little over 2 years. And she and I have had the best of relationships. She's the closest person in the world to me. I've never trusted someone the way I've trusted her. I've never, like, been as close to another female the way I am to her.
Okay.
She also has an ex-best friend who she was friends with previous to me. Like, before I even met her, they were very close, and they had a falling out because basically she wasn't being a real friend to her. Okay. Recently, she popped up out of nowhere, and they made amends. Okay, cool, fine. It didn't sit well with me in the beginning, but I was like, whatever, I'll try for my best friend. Let's, like, try to welcome her in. Since then, like, her vibe has just been, like, she's so rude and, like, disrespectful, and she's just done little things, like, not even to me, but to my best friend, that I was like, what? Like, I could never imagine her taking from anybody.
So
And
wait, now back up. So this has been your best friend for how long now?
for a little over 2 years.
Okay, so it's kind of a newish thing, because, all right. And so now she's just acting funny because her ex-best friend came back in the picture.
I wouldn't say acting funny, but definitely showing me, I guess, a different side of her, because I've never taken her to be the person to let someone, like, talk to her the way that her ex-best friend has been talking to her, or take the crap from her ex-best friend that she is taking. Like, I've never taken her to be that person, because I'm not that person, and I believe that birds of a feather flock together, and I just could, like, I don't know.
So you've discovered that now you know a real side of her that you didn't know before, and you don't like that.
Right. But I'm okay with my best friend being maybe a little bit more submissive. Okay, that's not a big deal. But now, most recently, a situation in the club, like, her ex-best friend just disrespected, like, my entire situation. Long story short, we were in the club. I'm in VIP with my boyfriend, and, you know, they weren't in VIP, but I was still trying to make sure they were good. And her ex-best friend pulled the stupidest of stunts where she stole a freaking cup of liquor from the VIP, and it was a big issue. But I didn't make it a big issue then. I brought it to my best friend. I'm like, hey, look, like, I want to talk to her about it, but if you think you should, then let me know.
You're saying she stole one of your drinks?
Yeah, basically, from VIP.
Okay.
And so...
This all sounds very petty. I'm not going to lie. It sounds like maybe you guys are fighting over who's her best friend.
I mean, I completely get where it could feel that way, which is why, sound that way, which is why I was super hesitant about even bringing it up to my best friend. But it was more about...
I just want to stop saying best friend. Because I feel like it's just making this whole thing seem really territorial. She's friends, she has other friends. It don't got to be your best friend. You don't even got to label that. That's somebody you care about, that's your friend.
Right.
It's like you're trying to say best friend because you want to make it clear that's your best friend and this girl is her ex-best friend. It's a whole thing of having a title on it. And I don't think you need to do that. What you have to realize is that you guys are all grown. If she chooses to hang out with somebody else and act a certain way and it doesn't vibe with you, you don't have to hang out with her anymore. That just because you want her to be your best friend, that doesn't necessarily mean that she considers you to be her best friend.
Right.
It sounds like you guys are getting territorial. And it sounds like you were in the VIP. She stole a bottle of liquor. First of all, if I'm in the club with people and I'm trying to be good to them, they don't got to steal a drink from me. I'm going to offer everybody. I'm going to offer somebody a drink. So how does she steal a drink?
That's the point, that I did offer them, and I made sure they had drinks. And she was the only one of the bunch who decided, I'm not going to ask, I'm just going to take the drink, and she thought it was funny. And then everyone else in VIP is looking crazy because they're like, who is this girl? Like, why would she do that? Like,
I don't know that that's stealing. I mean, if she feels like y'all in the club and she just pours herself a drink, she probably didn't feel like she had to ask you. Because we in here. Like, if I'm in the club with a bunch of people, we all hanging out, I got bottles at the table, help yourself. I think you just have to be more, first of all, just stop doing the best friend thing. If y'all are friends, y'all are friends. If she wants to be friends with somebody else and you don't like that other person, you don't have to. It don't got to be territorial over a person, okay? Because that's when everything's going to get messed up. You have a boyfriend, you have a whole nother life outside of this. When y'all get together and hang together, it don't got to be no pettiness and no jealousy. Women are so jealous of each other sometimes.
Right.
Let her do her thing. You do your thing. When y'all hang out, you just concentrate on having a good time. If you don't like this other woman, you don't got to be around when she's with her. That's no problem. Right. But you also just be very aware of not trying to bash her, not saying negative things about her, because that's her friend, and you got to be respectful of that. The main thing is, as women, we have to respect each other. That don't mean we got to like each other.
Right. No, of course.
And if you don't like her, just don't even bring her name up. Don't do nothing, because it's going to make your friend defensive.
Right.
Think about it. If she don't like somebody that you're cool with and she starts talking ish about her, it's going to make you defend your other friend.
Right.
And now you look bad. You got to be the bigger person.
Gotcha. You're right.
Okay? And then maybe one day all of y'all will be cool with each other. Who knows?
Maybe.
That's an ideal situation. If that could happen, great.
All right. Well, good luck, Mama. Ask Yee, 800-585-1051. You got a question for Yee? Caller now. It's the Breakfast Club. Good morning. Charlamagne the God. We are the Breakfast Club. We're in the middle of Ask Yee. Hello, who's this?
Hey, it's Chaos from the Tampa area. Good morning, Breakfast Club.
What's up, bro? What's your question for Yee?
That's my team, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Oh, there you go. Well, I did more for my city the last couple of years than the Buccaneers anyway. Yee, I kind of need, I was just busting a bar. I kind of need your help with the situation, obviously.
Okay,
well, it's not me, but it's my homeboy and my homegirl. I'm cool with both of them for like 8 years now. They're both in like their 30s. He's like very disrespectful to her in ways that I don't agree with. I'm talking about women hitting him all the time on Facebook and meeting up with him, women hitting her up, talking about, yo, your man's with me, blah, blah, and they're married, have 2 kids, and let me just say, like, I think she's used to these domestic violence type situations because her previous relationships, like, she actually got her teeth knocked out, had to get them, surgically put back in, all that. Yeah, so I mean, some women just don't pick the right dudes. I don't really know how to intervene there with some. I try and like drop knowledge on them. You know what I'm saying? I actually stole a Charlamagne quote the other day, and I told my homie while the cops were at the crib, and he was yelling at the cops and her. I'm like, bro, don't fight. Charlamagne quote. I was like, don't fight fire with fire. Fight fire with a fire extinguisher, bro.
There
like,
you go. That's why you need to buy my book in stores April 18th.
Hey, homie. Hey, besides the fact you put me on the Around to Burn the Secret, I already pre-ordered Black Privilege Opportunity Comes to Those Who Make It.
Thank you, God. God's so good. Look at God.
All right, but let's get back to your friend.
Yes, ma'am. I mean, I give her good advice, and like she's like, but we're married, and I don't know.
So he's putting his hands on her.
She's in the past relationships that's happened, but I don't know what goes on behind their closed doors. I doubt it, but I mean, he calls her everything in the book, the C word, which I won't say like you know what I mean, slut.
So he's mentally abusive toward her for sure. And as far as physically, you don't 100% know. It's not a healthy relationship.
Abusive. Not at all. And he's the one that I'm pretty sure is committing infidelity and all that. So,
right.
But
and I'm sure is aware of it because you said people have been hitting her up also.
She's the one that told me about it, yeah.
Right. And because she probably has been abused by him, mentally, and because she has low self-esteem and she doesn't feel like she's worth more than that, she is staying in an abusive relationship, and you want to get her some help.
And I am, but I'm cool with both of them. More so him, but I mean, I'm not gonna see somebody being mistreated.
And let me tell you something. You shouldn't even be able to be cool with somebody that would treat someone that way without you actually standing up and speaking to that person, and then you shouldn't be cool with somebody who acts like that, because that isn't anybody I could ever be friends with.
Word up. I do. In front of her, I speak to him on multiple issues like that, other than him actually putting her hands on.
Well, then maybe you need to speak to him aside from in front of her, and you need to speak to her on the side too. But does she have family and other friends that know about this?
That was a very good point. Maybe I needed to speak to him alone. I don't think so. His family's like up north. He lives in like Pasco County, this small town of Florida.
Because I would definitely say this is something that you need to maybe alert some of her family members or other friends to, and let them know I'm very concerned about our friend. I've heard things that he has said, to her in front of me.
I mean, I agree. I can't really go behind like
Why?
my
It
man's
sounds like
back.
she needs a support system.
She does, yeah. I mean, she definitely does.
Listen, I've had a situation with a friend of mine, right? And I actually ended up having to force her to go to the police station and get a restraining order because her child's father was very abusive toward her. Things that he would say, he actually did used to put her hands on her and everything. And sometimes we feel like it's not my responsibility. I have to mind my business. That's her relationship, and she's making those decisions. And for a little while, I was trying to mind my business because I didn't want her to feel like she couldn't talk to me about anything. I didn't want her to feel like, okay, I'm not telling Angela because I don't want to hear it. Because ultimately, people make these decisions, until they reach their breaking point. And her breaking point was that he did something that was unforgivable, that included, her boss, me, her family members, all of her friends.
Yeah.
And something that was unforgivable, and I ended up having to force her to go and get a restraining order and go to the police department. And I'm going to be honest, it was difficult for her at first, but she hasn't looked back. And it sounds to me like
of course,
if you really care about her and you want to make sure this doesn't get any worse and you want her to get some help, I think you need to do more than just keep it to yourself.
Hey, I think you're absolutely right. And can I also like make a call to, whoever, and have anonymity behind like the call also? Just so that they're aware of the situation in that household.
You mean call like some of her family members or friends and?
I meant like something bigger than that.
You talking about like call the cops?
Oh, you want to call?
Yeah, because I don't even know any of her family members, to be real.
All right, and let me tell you this: the National Domestic Violence Hotline. You definitely can make sure you call there as well to get some advice, get involved, see if you can help. And that number is 1-800-799-7233. If you want to call there, 1-800-799-SAFE. And that's where they have some trained people that can listen to you 24/7. And maybe that's something that you should try to actually get her to come somewhere and just seek some help. Tell her, you know what? You need some professional help to understand. You are beautiful. You have children that you have to think of too. And that was the main thing with my friend. I told her you have kids. It's not even just
that's the main
you.
priority. Yeah.
So that's why I feel like it is important for you to do something.
Okay, thank you for that wisdom. I'm gonna catch that number whenever this comes on the air again.
1-800-799-SAFE.
Okay, and one more thing, super quick. The chemistry between all three, especially between you and Charlamagne yesterday, was hella funny, and that's why Charlamagne was dropping bombs for you. But Charlamagne, I can't wait for that hard copy, my G. Can't wait.
Thank you, sir.
You want your hard copy?
Yeah, the hard is coming soon.
Yes, Black Privilege. Opportunity comes to those who create it. April 18th. You can pre-order now. That's my first book.
And it's coming in hard.
Oh, I got hard copies. I got paperbacks. I got audio versions. Which one you want, Envy? You pick one, boo.
Envy wants a hard copy.
You want a hard copy? I got a hard copy for you,
I ain't
young
messing with
brother.
y'all, man.
Or he'd rather get it orally.
I got a hard. Oh, that's what you want? You want the oral? You want the oral reading?
I'll pass.
You sure?
I'll pass.